Now, the gingerbread decorations are an essential ritual of Christmas in our house. But I need more than that, and I do need a fruitcake. I mean, for me, it is necessary. We're talking about a really fruity, full-on Christmas cake here, and I'm going for the full, fragrant immersion. Everything is cooked in one pot. That's the raisins. You can see there are a lot. And currants. After the currants, some prunes. And it's these prunes that make sure the cake is dark, squishy and moist. I love the way these look like rather squished teddy bears' noses, and I take a perverse pleasure now in massacring them. I hold two contrary views about Christmas cake. One is I always think of something sort of slightly desiccated with dry little fruits in it and topped with an icing slightly dusty and so hard it's going to break your teeth. But the other thing I believe is you've got to have Christmas cake. It cannot be something which is so stressful to make. All your joy at thinking, oh, this is so Christmassy, goes out of the window. So this is my version of it. You just put everything in a saucepan and melt together. It used to be called boiled Christmas cake, which I always think sounds rather unappetising, and this is just not boiled, but soused, aromatic, perfect. And to help this intensity along, I have been into my déclassé drinks cabinet and got some Tia Maria, but you could use any coffee liqueur. But what I like about this is that it promises to be uniquely dark and intriguing. Now some butter, just a small amount. You need that, that's going to melt and be all gorgeously absorbed by the fruit in the pan. Some spice, I just use mixed spice. There's something about the fruits and the liqueur in here which makes it taste anyway spicy. And I've got dark muscovado sugar, and actually the molasses in the sugar gives a strange feeling of spice anyway. It's like licorice almost, it's so intense. And now a gorgeous amber glossy slick of honey. Now I feel that honey is just something that so reminds me of this time of year, but I also feel the same way about oranges, the way their smell sort of permeates everything. And I'm using two, zest and juice. And it's a lot of juice, I know, but that's what keeps this so liquidy, and the heat means it's absorbed all in one go. Actually going to flay these fruits. If I could get a scented candle with this cake mixture, I'd be happy. And the thing that makes this fruitcake really special, and I didn't tell you this earlier because it made it sound somewhat sort of vulgar and immature, is that it's a chocolate fruitcake. And the chocolate in this is not instantly obvious, and it's not sweet. It just gives a gorgeously haunting, like ghost of chocolate flavour, real depth. Just going to turn the heat on and help everything melt together. Then I'll just leave it for a while and get on with a bit of Blue Peter work with a cake tin. I find it easiest to line the tin with reusable baking parchment. The trick is that the paper should come up higher than the sides of the tin to insulate the cake and protect the top from burning. Well, I know I've talked about this as if it's a cake batter, and it will be, but at the moment it's just like a rather wonderfully decadent ice cream sauce. Very seasonal, but not yet cake. And this is what's going to make it cake. Some eggs, some flour, and then to aid the flour, some ground almonds, and some bicarb and baking powder, really not much. And in goes. Just need to stir it all together. And this really is my Christmas miracle, because the heat has done months of steeping work. This is the easiest way of getting that sort of Christmas spirit you will ever find. This treacly batter needs around 2 hours in a pretty low oven, and then that's it, done. This, for me, is the magical moment of Christmas. It's time for the cake's unveiling, but more important, its crowning. Now, it's my method of getting the cake, which is fully cooled now, and its tin out. There we are. I could leave it like that, it looks beautiful enough. Perfect. I'm going to take it off its base, peel off this reusable baking parchment. This is such great stuff. And now, there it is. So this is a really simple way of decorating the cake, but fabulous. In the middle, this is especially useful if your cake has sunk a little, some chocolate-covered espresso beans, some disco gold glitter, edible, I'm told. Can you hear choirs of angels singing? I've got some gold stars, which I want to stud round the outside. And finally, I want to drop some little gold baubles in amongst the coffee beans. When you see this, you realise there really is no turning back now.